Hi class, welcome to week 2. Let's go into our week 2 folder. Here you'll see, just like in chapter 1 and 2, or 2 more so, you have a chapter 3 and a chapter 4 this week. Within each one of these chapters, you'll see what you would expect now to see, which you'll come to see as a pattern. You'll have learning objectives. You'll have an activity that's associated with that chapter. You're going to have videos and a PowerPoint that accompany that chapter. And then you're going to have a Learn Smart. So let's go back into week 2 because I want to talk about the assignments that you're doing over the course of the week. These aren't due till Sunday, but you have your hands full. And so let's focus in on Eat Clean, Live Dirty. And so this podcast is about 2 hours long, started about 20 minutes in. It's an awesome podcast. You will learn so much about your microbiome and a lot of the latest research, and it is just so good. So what I would recommend is taking notes as you're listening to the podcast, and then that way you're collecting the information so you can answer these questions effectively and thoroughly. Again, this podcast is about 2 hours long, so you want to be planning for that. Your other assignment is your 72-hour food diary. This is where you are going to record everything that you eat for 72 hours. You'll notice over here you have a Nutrition Calc Plus button and you had an orientation that you need to complete. And this is how you set up your NutriCalc Plus. You will do all of your food recording here. In this entire course, every time you record food, you'll do it here. Now, the big thing about the 72-hour food diary is it is not the time to clean up your diet. It is the time to be honest with yourself about your diet. I think students are always a little afraid that they are going to show the professor how they eat. I already know. It's okay. And we've all been there and we've all gone through poor eating styles and poor eating habits. I did not grow up eating very healthy. First 72-hour food diary I ever wrote when I first saw a nutritionist in my early 20s. I think I put cheese on everything because cheese tastes good. So know that there's no judgment for this. I just want you to be completely honest. You need to record what you eat, but you also need to measure it. And the best way to measure things is to reverse measure if you want to get a sense of how you're actually eating. So like say you eat cereal in the morning. So go pour the bowl you typically pour, and then pour it into a measuring cup after to see how much you're actually eating. That will give you an actual accurate sense. In the food, you want to create your reports, but what you're also going to be doing is you're going to be thinking about your food intake. And you can see here you're able to actually click and fill these in, which will make it a lot easier for you. And so you're going to just turn in this whole paper. Make sure that you don't miss any of this. Some of these things you will have to estimate. For example, there's a question in here about complex carbs were compared to refined carbohydrates. And so how many cups of whole complex carbs did you eat? You're going to have to probably look back at the food to estimate that. There is a sugar gram that you'll be able to see too. So you want to make sure you're taking a look at that. But it says from added sugar, and so you're going to have to take out if you ate fruit. Okay, and then just answer these questions. It's all pretty straightforward. And make sure that you do this completely and thoroughly and that you use complete sentences. The big thing is this is not a yes-no question sheet, and so you want to think about, are your answers complete? Did you answer the entire question? Things like that. Past that, you are set to go and you are ready for week 2. I'll be opening up week 3 within the next 2 days, and I'll have those kind of available to you if you want to work ahead. And until then, have a great Monday.